So in our Wellness Wednesday, sponsored by Fayetteville Athletic Club, we're tackling a question that we've all asked ourselves. Should you work out when you're feeling tired, stressed, or maybe under the weather? Betsy is here with expert tips to help you decide what's best for your body. Hey, Betsy, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
And you're a little under the weather
I
right
am a
now,
little
too.
under the weather. I am still fighting this cold I just cannot seem to get rid of.
Right.
And it brought up the questions that I get often, I hear often, I see often. Do I work out when I'm sick?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, it's a simple answer.
I had a
then.
feeling you were going to say
Yeah.
that.
So, okay, it's really not that simple, but
Right.
for the most part, listen to your body, and the answer is yes, with some caveats, okay? So, if you have a fever, I want you to rest.
Right.
If
That's your body
you have,
saying
that's your
rest.
body saying rest,
Yeah.
that I need to heal. If your doctor has said, sit still.
Don't work out.
Friends, sit still. But if you've got a cold going on,
Sure.
you're a little under the weather, you've got some, lower energy levels, but you still feel like you kind of want to get up and move,
Yeah.
then get up and move, but take it down a level. So
Okay.
if we are still in our contagious spaces or we have a fever, obviously we want to stay home, okay?
Okay.
But at home, still there's things we can do. So I like to just kind of wiggle and march in place.
Oh, you're having us
Now,
do something?
well,
Okay.
yes, of course. I'm going to
we
make
go.
y'all move. I like to just march in place. If my energy level comes up a little bit more, I can watch my TV show and I can march a little bit higher. I
Getting
can
those
move my
steps in.
getting those
Yeah.
steps
Step
in,
count.
right?
I was going to
Going up.
say, is it working?
So
Yeah.
yoga and stretching are always great things to do when we are stressed, when we are sick. We can just sit and stretch and
I
move
need to do that.
and
yeah.
keep things
Oh, yeah.
fluid, pulling those heels forward. Obviously, we can always take things back.
Oh, yeah.
Work into that hip flexor. This is also really good because when we're sick, our body tends to be a little stagnant.
Okay.
And when we're moving our bodies around, you've heard of our lymph nodes, that lymphatic drainage.
Yeah.
We are making things in our body move. We're keeping that blood moving, which is good. It makes our body process through all of those bad things that are in there and help get them
Right.
out. So
Oh.
even just simple things like our little lunge back that we were
Lunges.
doing, I like to take big steps over. This is also a time to really kind of play with your balance, especially if your inner ear is a little funky.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's
Oh.
nothing around you that you're going to fall into, because you might fall. But you can try just balancing on one foot. You can move that foot around.
Can you?
Well, you can try. Now, these are things that we work on all the time anyway, right? But when our inner ear is
Right.
off,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit
wonky.
more
Yeah.
wonky,
Yeah.
so that if we're ever out and we hit that ice patch, we already have that ability. We've
Yeah.
talked about that so many times.
Yeah.
I think, for me, the other day I was sick. I
Yes.
decided to go running. The biggest hurdle for me was just getting out the door.
Right.
Once I was out exercising
Right.
and then afterwards, I felt great. I felt better than I did before I left, but it was mentally saying,
Right.
you can go do this.
That is very, very often the case. Just make yourself start moving. Start slow.
Yeah.
Get ready to go. Start going. Now, if within 5 minutes you weren't going, okay, yeah, I
Right.
am doing better. I can do this.
Right.
Then
Yes.
I do want you to stop. Your body's going,
Sure.
maybe
Listen to
not.
yourself.
Yeah.
But most of the time, especially when it's something just like a cold, it starts to get everything moving around and we do feel better.
Yeah.
The same goes if you are, ladies, if you are on your period, our hormones fluctuate. If your body's telling you to rest, rest.
Okay.
But just take it down a notch.
Sure.
You can still work out.
Yeah.
If you're sore, you can still work out. If you hurt, that's different. If you are hurting, that's different. But if you are sore, it's actually good, just like when you have a cold. It's good to make your body move.
Yeah,
it
sure.
helps get all of that stuff to process
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
so that our body doesn't stay sore as long.
Yeah.
The answer, for
Is
the
yes.
most part, is yes.
I love
I'm
it.
not giving you excuses
Yeah.
to not
Real
get
quick,
that movement
before we
in.
let you get out of here, anything going on right now, FAC, that we need to know about as we build up to the holidays,
This
New
is
Year, New
always
You, that kind of thing?
such a great time to pop into the gym. It's starting to get colder outside. Our days are shorter. This is a great time to get a routine established.
Yeah.
Especially when life is crazy. Trying to go ahead and build in those times for movement now is going to help you keep those times for movement when everything calms back down after the new
Yeah.
year. So just get going. Come on in.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yes, thanks, Betsy. And you saw
Yes.
some details right there. Reach out to the pros at FAC.
Y'all move.
Keep moving
Okay,
as we
we're
build
gonna
towards the holiday
gotta
season. We're
keep
going to keep moving.
moving.
As we go to break, stick around. We'll have more Good Day in WA coming up right after this. guys are walking slower than I am.